Mona Gibbs was one of her early piano students. Back then, she was Mona Clements. She lived right down the road from Bonnie, where she grew up. And I want to read an excerpt. She wrote a long letter, but I want to read some excerpts from her letter that she said. Now, Mona, by the time I got this letter, she was already asleep, couldn't wake her up, but I knew she could hear me. She would squeeze my hand. So I took this entire letter, Mona. Where are you? There you are, right there. Mona, I went right back to her bedside. I got right in her ear. I read every word of this letter. She heard it. Let me give you just a few excerpts. She said, I had spent a lot of time piddling around on the piano on my own because I wanted so badly to play. She'd already taken lessons and didn't get too much. God had already placed a desire in my heart to lead worship at the piano, and I longed to be able to do that. And I taught myself what I could from books around the house and from the many hymnals we collected over the years. But when I sat down on your piano bench for the very first time at a lesson, you immediately knew exactly where I was musically and exactly where I needed to go next. You pulled out a hymnal, asked me to show you some of the songs I knew how to play. I turned to Jesus Saves. It was in the key of G, and I had managed to teach myself enough to stumble through it. But it was right then and there on that piano bench, sometime back in the late 1900s, maybe around 1983-ish, that you began turning me into a Baptist pianist. You showed me how to take what was written in a hymnal and make it my own. You taught me a walk down from G to D at the end of Jesus Saves, and suddenly the song became something far more beautiful than anything I could have ever created on my own. More importantly, you taught me that hymns weren't just notes on a page. You taught me how to worship through them. You showed me how music could become an offering of praise instead of merely a performance. One of the things I remember most is you telling me the piano has 88 keys. Don't stay right here in the middle, only using 16 of them. She said, I still hear your voice saying that. And then she quit piano one day. She said, yet even after I quit, you never stopped believing in me. When I was a senior in high school, you reached out to Mom and told her that if I wanted to start lessons again, you could help me pursue music scholarships at McNeese. You saw something in me that I couldn't yet see in myself. You were so good to me, Bonnie. Much of who I am today as a musician was shaped by you, your patience, your wisdom, your encouragement. Well, she said, you and Jesus. I once gave you a frame, and this is where I got it. I put that in the obituary. She said, I once gave you a frame that said, God placed the music in my heart. You taught me how to play it. And after all these years, I can honestly say that statement is still true. It was you, Bonnie Pruitt Broussard, who helped make me the pianist I am today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And she said, one of the sweetest memories I carry is watching part of your dating story unfold. I'd be outside playing in the front yard, and every so often I'd see Mark drive past our house on his way to pick you up. I didn't fully understand it all at the time, but I was getting a front row seat to the beginning of a beautiful love story. Looking back, those are precious memories for me. And then there are little things that unexpectedly bring you to mind. Every once in a while, someone will walk past me wearing your perfume, and instantly I think, Bonnie. One breath of it, and I'm right back on that piano bench. I'm right back in your living room. I'm right back being encouraged, challenged, corrected, and loved by a teacher who saw potential in me long before I could see it myself. Bonnie, thank you for investing in a little girl who wanted so desperately to learn how to play. Thank you for being patient with me when I was stubborn, a brat, encouraging me when I doubted myself, and pushing me when I needed to be stretched. The older I get, the more I realize that some people leave fingerprints on our lives that never fade. You are one of those people in my life. I would dare say, Mona, that you are representative of many of her piano students would say the same thing and feel that. They probably just couldn't verbalize it. I hope you know how much you are loved, how often you are remembered, and how grateful I am that God allowed you to be my piano teacher and friend for so many years. With much love, Mona.